Hey everybody, and welcome back to another ADD's Action Figure Obsession toy video. Today we will be taking a look at the new Spider-Man Retro Series Spider-Boy. And I was just thinking, looking back to when the Spider-Man Retro Carded line began uh, during, year zero of COVID in 2020. It began pretty modestly with six figures, which were, off the top of my head, the Retro Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, Daredevil, Electro, and who was the other one? The other one was a villain too, I believe. Slips my mind. Anyway, as I say, it started off pretty modestly, but this Spider-Man Retro line now must be closing in on, I think, 60 or so figures. And this one is one that I am totally unfamiliar with as a character. Spider Boy, Bailey Briggs, I think his name is. We'll look at that on the back of the card. Apparently a Dan Slott creation, retroactive sidekick for Spider-Man that apparently existed for many years in the Marvel Universe in the 616, but through the magic of comics and the wonder of retroactive continuity, aka retcons, nobody remembers him. And that's probably why his alternate head is a frowny face. So here he is, Bailey Briggs, Spider-Boy. This is not the same Spider-Boy that we got in Amalgam Comics, which was so amazingly illustrated by the late and much missed Mike Waringo. That was a joint property of Marvel and DC, which is why it kind of surprises me that Marvel was able to just use the name again, Spider-Boy. But there he is. He's a boy and he's a spider, and I picked this up at GameStop. Unfortunately, I'd already used my monthly coupon, so it was full price. Pro member price $24.69 according to the price tag there. So Bailey Briggs, there he is. Bailey Briggs, the young sidekick to Spider-Man, was erased from the web of life. We all know how painful that can be, and returns to make a place for himself as a superhero. And interestingly, superhero here is two words. Marvel and DC both went to to all the trouble of trademarking the term superhero as one word back in I think the 60s, so that nobody else could call their characters superheroes. But now he is a super space hero, capital S, capital H. Things like that just drive my editing skills insane. But anyway, Bailey Briggs, former sidekick of Spider-Man that nobody remembers, but now he's back apparently. And this is another one of those where the character is not that old, only been around for a few years, I believe. I'm too lazy to look on Wikipedia and see when he was invented, but Dan Slott, relatively speaking, in terms of Spider-Man history, hasn't been writing Spider-Man that long, and I was reading a lot of his run, and I don't remember this character, so I'm guessing he's from within the last 5 years or so. Um, and my understanding is that he has some sort of monstrous spider powers. He's kind of gross. He has the multiple spider eyes and that sort of thing. And I think also his little backpack, which you see right here, um, apparently contains some sort of monster form of him where he has spider legs and stuff like that. The character has something to do too with Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, when he was the Superior Spider Man, when his mind was living inside Peter Parker's body. Um, so that's probably about all you need to know about this guy. Certainly more than I really even cared to know. I just thought that it was a cool looking design. And we're going to open them up. And one of the things that I like about opening up these retro packages is that it's much easier than opening up a McFarlane figure, or sometimes even just a regular Marvel Legends figure that isn't on a retro card, um, simply because there's not a lot of twist ties. There's not a lot of. That's what the box looks like without the figure in it. There's a lot, and that's what the figure looks like out of the package. We throw this over to the recycling. hole in one. And so here he is, Bailey Briggs, everybody's favorite Spider Boy, the new character, a new figure in the. Let's back him up a little. We can get him back into the light. There we go. I guess he's our latest addition to the Spider-Verse. You know, the various and sundry alternate universe versions of Spider-Man and all his amazing parallel versions. Certainly the newest one in my collection. Oh, you know what I didn't look at, and then I threw it in the recycling? Well, never mind. I was going to tell you the cross-sell. But anyway, this retro wave, either the last of 2024 or the first of 2025, I guess, depending upon when you got these. It also includes Agent Venom and the Chameleon and Kane, the monstrous clone of Peter Parker, and the Francine Fry Electro, and I think there's another character. For some reason, I always can't remember one of them. But so we do have some tape on the plastic here. There's his head, alternate head. There we go. And his backpack, which interestingly actually looks a lot like the drone from the movies, the spider drone, Droney. Does it not? And then we have his whip hands. Put those out here. And that's what the whip hand looks like. And my understanding is that at one point he did have web shooters, but does not anymore. He just apparently hops around with spider jumps. He has a spider jumping power. And doesn't need the web shooters. So he doesn't technically probably need the thwip hands. I'm not really sure why they included those and not some open wall crawling hands. Those would have been more welcome. Let me toss this over to the recycling. Ah, 2 for 2. Very nice. So, Bailey Briggs, Spider Boy. This body is based on I think it's about 10 years old now, teenage Spider-Man body that they did for both Peter Parker and Miles Morales versions of Ultimate Spider-Man that both came out in the same wave. I think 2014, somewhere between 2014 and 2016. And then there was also another Peter Parker Spider-Man on this similar body that came in a 2-pack with the Vulture. And I say similar because they have updated some parts of this body. In fact, I think they've actually technically updated most of them. The hands may be the same. The torso is different, I believe. Maybe it's the same torso. But the arms and legs are different because they're built with the pinless technology that everybody's ranting and raving about these days. You know, you can't see the pins in the arms and legs. And, you know, by way of example, here's Prince Namor. And you can very clearly see the pins and legs at his knees and his elbows. At least you can if my cinematography doesn't completely suck. So Bailey Briggs, the incredible, amazing, spectacular Spider Boy. And there's not a whole lot going on with the base character here. He doesn't have any butterfly joints, so he probably has somewhat limited shoulder articulation. You'd want a little better for a spider character because you'd be able to get into all kinds of crazy poses. But no butterfly joints on the arms, so they're just fairly limited. And you just basically have, articulation at the neck and the shoulders and the biceps and the elbows and the wrists. You have a thigh swivel. I'm not real big on articulation segments. Maybe you've noticed that. A waist cut, one of those ugly waist cuts that Hasbro loves so much. And the knees and the feet are interesting because, it's always cool, like with Spider-Punk and I think one of the Into the Spider-Verse versions of Spider-Man, came with sneakers, I believe, or Doc Martens or something. It's always interesting when they come with non-standard Spider-Man footwear. That's always kind of cool. And this guy comes with sneakers. Unfortunately, there is no ankle rocker, which is pretty essential for getting Spider-Man in pretty cool poses. I think I read somewhere that they do go up and down, though. No, I don't really think they do. Not a lot. Maybe a little bit. But the feet are pretty static, which is really not what you want for a Spider-Man figure. So bringing him in close to get a good look at the face. Get a good look at the face. Are we getting a good look at the face? Well, we would if we had some light over here, Alan. All right, there we go. And there's his face. With the spider eyes are probably one of the main things that drew my attention with this figure. I really was not super excited about it when the wave was first announced, but I do dig the eeriness of the spider eyes. I think that's pretty cool. And with his alternate head, he has even more of these eyes. Apparently, I don't know if that's something he can control or it's just if he gets angry or whatever, he has even more eyes. I'm thinking, oh, and here's his backpack. Let's see, which way does this go? I don't know why I can't keep this one in the center of the video here. There we go. Backpack goes in here, and unlike Superior Spider-Man, it doesn't really have anything that attaches to it or anything that comes out of it. So once that backpack is on, there's really no reason to ever take it off. So there's Bailey Briggs, pretty much stock out of the box, except I added the backpack. But let's pop the head off. And hopefully I'll be able to get this one on without any heat. See, we got the usual unfortunate disc hinge on the neck, which is not really desirable because they're just so friggin' ugly. But, oh, and it's really loose, too. So it might not be the easiest thing to get this alternate head on. Let me throw some heat on it real quick. That expands the hole inside the head and makes it easier to pop onto the neck joint or to the neck peg. Just heating it up off screen here with my heat gun. Let's see if that was enough. Not a very big head. It shouldn't take too much. Come on. There we go. So there he is with kind of his horrific, monstrous spider face. And I think I like that better. It's very creepy, as you can see. But it also, makes him very distinctive compared to the average Spider-Man figure on your shelf. It gives him a little bit of a different look. He doesn't look particularly heroic. Apparently he is. But he looks a little scary, honestly. I would not want to see him coming after me in a dark alley. Now, I think I'll also change out the hands for the canonically incorrect flipping hands. Just because someone else showed a review, might have been Shartimus Prime, showed in their review, oh, you know what? Maybe it was MCU Collector. But they showed a panel from the comics where he was kind of making fun of the fact that he doesn't have web shooters. And he was just making the spider gesture and actually just said thwip. Thwip! Like he was having fun with it. And of course you can also, give him the rock on gesture there. So I think that, and usually I don't like the web flipping hands. I hardly ever use them in my displays. But I think that in this case, I will probably use both the alternate head and the web flipping hands when he's on the shelf in my Spider-Man display, just because it makes him distinctive and it looks pretty cool. I do wish he came with the splayed out wall crawling hands. An unmasked head would have been nice for a what is essentially a repainted figure that they charge $25 for. That is actually smaller than some $10 Hasbro figures that you can get in one of the like basic kids lines. So it's not a huge value for the price, but it is a fun looking figure. It's an interesting Spider-Man character to add to your Spider-Man collection if you're into Spider-Man, and it's another teenage Spider-Man that you can add if you're building a teenage Spider-Man squad. You've got your Spider-Gwen and your original Miles Morales, and there's a number of teenage Peter Parker figures from the comic book Amazing Fantasy one to the Spider-Verse ones. So I don't regret picking him up. I like the sneakers. I like the really kind of horrific, monstrous looking face. I think that he's nice and bright and colorful as you would expect a young kid that is out there doing Spider-Man stuff would want to have a colorful costume, and he looks pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot special about his articulation. The paint looks fairly clean. I don't seem to have any errors or anything on it. The sneakers are nice and sharp. I wish they had better articulation on the ankles, but at least they look good. Um, and it's another Spider-Verse variant of Spider-Man to add to the collection. So that's what I did. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends if you like. I think I mentioned in the last video that we were headed for 10 subscribers, and I think now we're right on the verge of 20, which is crazy to me. But apparently for some reason YouTube has been telling people about these action figure videos I've been doing. And that's kind of amazing. So I really appreciate everybody that's taken a look at my videos. And as I said, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, that'll help other people who might be interested in this sort of thing get to see it. And yeah, especially leave a comment. I've been enjoying some of the comments people have been leaving. It's nice to interact with you guys. So that's it. The Hasbro Marvel Legends retro carded Spider-Man Spider-Boy figure. And I think the next one is probably going to be a McFarlane figure. I've got a couple of those backed up in the system, and we'll probably be taking a look at one of those next. Let me know what you'd like to see reviewed. If you would like to leave that in the comments, and I'll see what I can do about that. And that's going to do it for this edition of ADD's Action Figure Obsession. I'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.